This is Kali Persall, editor of Institutional Investing in Infrastructure. And joining me is Andrew Waranch, founder, president, and CEO of Spearmint Energy, to talk about the battery storage market in the US. Andrew, would you just like to kick us off with a brief introduction to start?
Of course. Thanks again for having me. Andrew Waranch, founder of Spearmint. I've been in the power space since the late 90s, and I've watched the market evolve over time. At the prices we're seeing now, we think storage will be ubiquitous across the country. Homes, businesses, large utility scale projects. It'll really be everywhere, and it'll really add to quality of life, reducing the cost of electricity, adding resiliency, safety, and reducing emissions of all types. So really happy to be here.
Fantastic. So Spearmint Energy is delivering one of the largest battery energy storage systems in the United States. The company is also launching a unique initiative to wrap its battery energy storage system projects in artwork. Can you talk about what sort of influenced this idea and what you're hoping to achieve by doing this?
Of course. So a couple of things. One, our portfolio of projects under construction or near-term construction in Texas, I believe, is the largest in the state and one of the largest in the US. We chose to use art installations at our projects really for a couple of reasons. One, our headquarters is in Wynwood, Florida, which, as many of you know, is really the street art capital of the US. Walking around, you see countless examples of all types of street art. And we wanted to bring a little bit of our Wynwood DNA to the US. But really, we are doing this as one of the first developers of battery energy storage systems in the US. The product we developed in Texas, the Revolution Project, was one of the largest in the US, in fact, one of the largest in the world. And so we wanted to combine our heritage in Wynwood with bringing attention to storage as an important part of the landscape of the power grid going forward. Most people are familiar with lithium-ion batteries because they have a cell phone or a laptop. The batteries we're using are the exact same technology as your cell phone and your laptop. Just imagine hundreds, if not thousands of them together. But many people are not aware of that. And so combining bright visuals, really exciting graphics, we wanted to sort of bring a little bit of art to sort of the industrial community and reinvigorate a forgotten concept of industrial art.
So when you launched Spearmint in 2022, have you seen demand for infrastructure assets evolve? And as a follow-up, how do you see Spearmint's artwork initiative bringing greater awareness to the need for battery energy storage systems?
Yeah, so over time, we've seen, and I don't think we planned it, a lot of the demand to invest in storage, whether it was coming out of Europe, US institutions, Asia, otherwise, they loved having a third option beyond just solar and wind. And as wind, specifically offshore wind, has been a little more economically challenged, those investment dollars really want to diversify. And they have run at full speed into storage. We're now seeing exceptional amount of debt, tax equity, bridge loans, equity of all types that are comfortable with storage. Insurance providers of all types writing whatever policies are needed to make lenders comfortable, and the investing community just open its arms to really financing as much storage as possible. I was on a panel this week where it was said that the data center lending community is getting full. They're lending as much as they can. And so banks that have capital that want to continue to lend are turning to storage. So the cost of debt is low. Now, overall interest rates are high, and we are worried that higher interest rates just are challenging for everybody. But the spreads that storage achieves are very aggressive and should result in a tremendous amount of storage hitting the grid. To your second part of your question on art, anything that brings attention to storage is helpful. Most people don't know what storage facilities look like or what they are. At the end of the day, they look like shipping containers filled with the same, battery, as I said, that's in your laptop. And it provides a really great canvas for art. We have new projects coming all across Texas, and we're looking to expand our art projects with all of our new projects. So
Power demand has really become such a hot topic, particularly in the context of AI and digitalization. How big a role does battery energy storage stand to play in securing safe and reliable power? And are you seeing any significant hurdles or challenges?
I mean, batteries are a great way to deal with a combination of one, demand volatility, supply volatility from unit outages, as well as solar and wind, congestion on the lines, line outages, and such. And as overall demand rises faster in some ways than we're building generation, storage is more and more important to balance the system demand over 24 hours, as well as providing that backup power that's much needed. And so you cannot grow the grid without a lot more storage. Storage also can act for deferring transmission investment because it generally just bolsters the whole system. So it is a safe and reliable way of enhancing the grid. Utilities love it. It makes their job a lot easier of balancing the system. And because of some of the ancillary services that batteries provide, it actually responds automatically when there is a problem on the system and helps reduce outages dramatically. So I think that from a safety and reliability point of view, batteries are the future. We are in a changing landscape, and no matter what happens, storage is going to be a key driver in the future. And whether there's more nuclear, more coal, more gas, more wind, more solar, it doesn't matter. Storage is here to stay. We're very glad to see a robust, competitive global market for battery supply. And we look forward to sort of navigating challenging waters along the way and finding the best, safest, most reliable batteries for our projects.
Storage is here to stay. That's a good message. So we talked last March about battery energy storage systems. How do you think this development market has grown or changed since then? Where do you see it going in 2025?
It's hard to believe it's been a year, and what a year it's been. Battery energy storage has accelerated across the country. I know of projects under construction in over a dozen states. We've always believed that batteries would be economically viable in all lower 48 states. And it was just a matter of time. The tremendous drop in cost has been, unexpected. I think we are down just north of $100 and change a KW, which is just unbelievable that just a few years ago we were at 400, let alone 15 years ago at 4,000. And so the price drop has been dramatic. I think the biggest change since a year ago is the rise of electricity demand, not only for the electrification of everything and EVs, but the understanding of how AI and computing power is going to increase over time and just what that's going to mean for electricity demand.
Yeah, it's kind of killing two birds with one stone, it sounds like. And very interesting initiative. Like I haven't heard anybody else doing this, so it'll be interesting to see it built out. And thank you so much for talking about all this today with me. It's really great to catch up with you and hear about your views on the market and everything that Spearmint's doing. So thank you for taking the time.